So, I am on a well camp. I'm in the Peak District. It's pitch black and the wind is supposed to be horrendous this weekend. I've come straight after work. I'm having to pitch up in the dark. I'm just heading up to Durston Edge. And I just needed to get out. I hadn't been out for a few weeks, so I've also got a new tent to try, which I will tell you about later. Although tonight I'm not using that tent because the wind is supposed to be pretty bad and I don't know how it will perform. So I am using the Stone Glacier Skyscraper tonight, just to make sure. I mean, there's zero wind at the moment, but the forecast says it's going to be a lull now, but it's supposed to be picking up to about 50 mile an hour later. So that could be fun. Right, here we are. I'm at Durston Edge. I'm by the Coach and Horses stones, which I've camped at loads of times before. The wind is still not here, which is good, although it is starting to rain. So I have to get this tent pitched as quickly as I can now, and then yeah, get in it. Right, okay, all pitched up. It's just started raining, so that's good timing. So as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, I've got the Stone Glacier Skyscraper 2-person tent with me. The reason I bought this was because we are expecting quite a bit of wind later. I mean, there's hardly a breath of wind at the moment. I'll be a bit disappointed if the wind doesn't pick up, and the reason for that is I could have bought my new tent, which I'm dying to try out, but hopefully I'll try it out tomorrow night. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'm just going to get inside the tent, get all set up, and then I need some tweaks. I'm absolutely starving. So I bought the my Nemo tensor with me tonight. It's not going to be too cold. I have been bringing my Etherlite XT Extreme, which has a much higher R value rating than this, but this should be absolutely plenty for tonight. So I think it's dropping below 6 degrees, so this should be absolutely fine, I hope. Right, so I'm all fed and halfway through a little beer. I'm going to go steady on the beers tonight. It means it's quite late. It's already 10:30. So I left work at just gone 5 o'clock. I live a couple of hours away from the Peak District, and then yeah, I had to get changed in the car and just get a few bits and bobs ready, which was quite difficult to do in the dark, and then had about an hour or so hike up to Durston Edge, and then pitching everything in the dark is, yeah, it's not the most. I've got obviously got a head torch. I had a light as well. It's still not the easiest, but yeah. So the plan for this weekend was originally I purchased a new tent. Another one. I've got the Durston X-Mid 2. It's got the solid inner, which I think probably quite a few people in the UK will be going for that version because it makes more sense given our climate. And I was desperate to get out and try it, but the winds tonight were forecast to be quite heavy, kind of 40 to 50 mile an hour, and I have no idea, because I've only pitched it in my garden, I have no idea how well it will handle those sorts of winds. So I've decided to use my Stone Glacier Skyscraper tonight, just to make sure that it, I know that it can withstand heavy winds. It has done on the Brecons just fine. So now it is supposed to be about 30 mile an hour gusts at the moment, but it's not a lot going on. It's quite quiet. So based on this, I could have definitely bought the X-Mid, but hey ho. But right, I'm basically going to head off to sleep now, and unless something happens in the night, unless the winds just become absolutely crazy and cause issues with the tent, I will see you in the morning. Well, got a bit of a scare. I was just nodding off to sleep, and I was like, I thought I could hear voices, and I thought, no, I must be hearing things. Maybe it's the wind, because the wind has picked up quite a bit. And I was like, no, I can definitely hear voices, and then I could hear light. Hear light. I could see light. I was like, what's going on? It's like quite a bright light. And then I wear earplugs. I took my earplugs out, and then someone came around right by the tent, like a big light shining on the tent, and they kind of walked around it, and I could hear them talking. I was like, okay, a bit weird, because it's 12 o'clock at night, and I wasn't expecting to see anybody at this time. So yeah, I kind of heard them go off around the side. There was another camping location just around the side, and I could still see kind of lights shining and stuff and talking. I was like, I need to go out and kind of suss out the situation. Still hear them talking now. So I got my boots on and just went round and just said hello. And they're doing a bit of a late camp, but I think they've got the brunt of the wind. It's quite shielded round here. Around there's a lot windier, so they're going to have a fun night. Yeah, it's a bit of a midnight scare for me. So I've just, as the wind has picked up quite a bit, I think it's going to get heavier as well, according to the forecast. I've just put the trekking pole in, so you can see it's attached here, and then going down at a slant to the ground, and then what that does is it just gives it a bit of extra support up on the top here. So when it's pushing down, it's it just makes the tent that little bit stronger. I don't think it needed it particularly, but I think it was worth doing, especially if it's getting a little bit windier later. I'll probably do it on the other side. Yeah, I think on the other side of this rock, I think they're getting an absolute battering around there. I think the wind is probably horrendous, whereas here it's not too bad. Yeah, I think they're having a bit of a time of it. So I hope they've got the right equipment with them and a decent tent. Oh, morning. Ooh, the wind has really picked up now. This is, yeah. See the door behind me. Yeah, the gusts are absolutely, yeah, it's heavy gusts now. I'll pop outside shortly and have a look. It's just gone 6 o'clock. I was hoping to get a bit more sleep, but I don't think it's going to happen now. Yeah, I don't know whether the couple that were around the corner, I don't know if they're still there. I'm gonna go and have a look and see. Well, I'm going to try an attempt to make a coffee. These winds are terrible. Then after I've made a coffee, I am going to wait for the lights to come up. The time is now 6:30. Apparently I've had a terrible night's sleep, so my watch is telling me. This camera keeps getting banged by the side of the tent. So yeah, I'm going to make a coffee, wait for the light to come up, and then I'm just going to get everything packed up and go. I'll have a little wander around there, see if that couple are still there, whether they bailed last night. Breakfast. Yeah, I'm definitely glad now that I bought the Skyscraper and I didn't bring the X-Mid, because yeah, had I bought the X-Mid, I think it might have been flattened by now. Looking at the forecast, these gusts are about 50 miles an hour. Tent's doing a fantastic job, I have to say. Holy moly! I think this is the strongest wind I've ever been out in. It's absolutely mental. You can see here the zipper does keep riding up. I should have probably pegged that down. What I could do with probably getting some bungee cord on this here, so I can peg them down easier. But she's still standing. Woo! So hopefully you can hear me. Oh, turn that off, it's ridiculous. It's not going to stay on. So the couple that were around the corner, they bailed. I don't know what time they bailed, but they bailed. There's a group of kids sat behind the rock here. I don't know where they came from. I just went round to check to see if they were alright. They seemed fine. They seemed happy enough. They're shielded behind this rock. But this side is just crazy. Absolutely manic. looking good. So I'm going to think about getting packed up now, and then I'm going to start heading off back to the car. I'm going to see what it's like down in the valley, and then make a decision if I'm going to carry on camping tonight or not. One of the great things about this tent is you can leave the fly attached, so you can actually pitch it with the fly. You can actually leave it so you can actually pitch it with the fly attached. And take it down with the fly attached. It's very hard, especially when windy conditions, so I can leave it all pegged down to the last minute, roll it up and get it back. In theory. Let's see how it works out in practice. Easy peasy. Well, I have to say, it's quite good. I'm sheltered behind this rock, so I've got a bit of lead from the wind. Get out to that bit. Woo! It's nice to try and get the flipping thing in the stuff set. It's alright when you're at home. You're in a house with no wind. And your hands out now as well. Oh, these poles are great. These 10.4 mil jack poles. Like that. Yeah, they're strong. Right, to hit the road. All clear. I should have put my mic. Notice when you get down here how much windier it is. That came about 12 o'clock last night, and they camped here. As you can see, it's really windy. But judging by, I don't know what time they bailed, judging by the tent peg, yeah, I'll take it. you get here, the sun's shining. It's nice. It's actually quite warm with the sun shining, and there's no wind. Just this rock formation just really shields you, which is great. No idea if you can hear me or not. I've got my mic on, but don't know how well it's going to be doing against this wind, but it's just absolutely crazy. I'm just you can see I'm struggling to stay in a straight line. And this is actually calmer than it has been. Better, but it can't get any worse than that. Wow, what a difference. So I've just come over the other side of Derwent Edge, and there's just no wind. There's just hardly any wind at all. If you're camping around here, no issues. You go a little bit up there, over the other side, totally different story. Yeah. So, I've just set off for day number 2, wild camp number 2. I've just set off from Lady Bower, she's just down there, and yeah. We're going to go to kind of Hope Woodlands area, and then the valley down by Hope Woodlands. The wind starts to pick up again now. It's nice. There's hardly any wind down in the valley, so I'm hoping it's the same when I come off Hope Woodlands into that valley, go along the river. I'm hoping it's pretty much the same. But yeah, we will see. something a bit silly. I'm doing a scramble down this ravine here, and I've come that so far. It's not too bad. I should be really careful, especially with the wind. But I think the further down I go, the less wind there will be. And then, as soon as I reach that bottom bit there, I've still got a bit of a way to go to get to the bottom. But if I can just get into there, I think I'll be. Well, I made it down into the valley. Just started raining. It's still quite windy, but not as bad as up top. So the aim now is to try and find somewhere relatively flat, relatively out of the wind. I just got to hope this rain to go away. Right, I found home for the night, and it's not ideal. It's this here, somewhere here, probably this bit here, I think, or something. I'm not quite sure which is the least bumpy bit, but yeah, it's not ideal. But I can't cross the river. Ideally, I want to go further round here, and I camped further round back in summer, but I just can't cross it, so my feet will just get soaked. So I'm not attempting that. I haven't got the correct footwear for it. So it's only 2 o'clock, but I'm going to risk it and pitch the tent because it's raining. I'm not sitting here for 3 hours, so until sunset. I can't see anyone coming down here this time, so I'll just set up and hope for the best. Right, I'm going to have to bail. I can't get the X-Mid up. The winds are way too heavy down here. I thought there'd be no wind hardly down here, but yeah, it's terrible. I just can't get it to stand up. I had the Stone Glacier, it wouldn't be a problem, but the X-Mid in these conditions, no chance. So I've got to pack up, and I've got to head back out now before the sun sets. It's raining, it's horrible, it's miserable, I've had a rubbish day, so yeah, a bit gutted, hey ho. This is a disaster, absolute disaster. That's it, packed up, I'm off. So unless I can find somewhere on the way back that is out of the way, out of the wind, yeah, unfortunately it's back to the car for me, and I think probably back home, which is rubbish, but hey ho, I'll part the adventure, right? I try and pitch it, it starts raining and the wind gets worse. I cannot win. I cannot win. I'm just not getting a break at all in the weather or anything. No, I give up. Fail. You just see, I just fall against here. You can't. The wind's going this direction. You can't picture it. It's not going to happen. X-Mid in these winds. So I'm getting cold now, so I need to really look at getting back to the car. Right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. The annoying thing is that the wind's died down again now. Every time I try to put the tent up, I kept getting like gusts of wind. But sometimes it's just nice. I mean, it's nice and still now. I could probably put it up. But yeah, it wasn't. The problem is that throughout the night, if I kept getting those sorts of gusts, the tent wouldn't have stayed up. You could see the sides of it were just, yeah, no, not one for windy weather. I don't think the X-Mid. I think partly I need to learn how to pitch it better. I mean, I was making a right shambles of it. It's only the second time I pitched it. I pitched it in the garden. But I think trying to, do it the second time, first time for real, in these conditions was probably not the smartest move. But hey ho. Right. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I guess I'm just going to go home. Get in the car and drive home, and the thing is, I could go and get my Stone Glacier tent out of the car. I go and get my Stone Glacier tent out of the car, and go back up the Durston Edge for a second night if I want to, but I think I'm out of it. I think it's a fail. Right, so unless anything happens, unless I find a nice secluded location and I can actually get the flipping thing pitched, I think I'll see you on the next video, which should be Snowdonia, and hopefully I'll have better luck there.